Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. Today is 20th September 2023, and the original date of the Avyak Murli is 3rd Feb 1976. It's a very short Murli, but very powerful one, where Baba is talking about the combined form of Dharma and Karma. So Baba explains in the Murli how this practice now at the confluence age of infusing your karmas with yoga, or having karma yoga, or having dharma plus yoga. Baba says that will give you the reward in the golden age. So let's see in Baba's words. The essence of the Murli is the combined form of dharma and karma. In today's world, dharma and karma are both especially remembered. Both dharma and karma are essential, but both dharma and karma have today become separated. Those who believe in karma say, do not speak of dharma. Right? They believe that work is worship and they just believe in their own karmas. So they don't want to talk about dharma. And those who believe in dharma say that they are karma sannyasis. However, at the confluence age, Brahmins combine dharma and karma. So people in the world today, Baba say, they have separated religion and actions, dharma and karma. But now, at the confluence age, Brahmins combine dharma and karma. So throughout the day, do you remain in your combined form of dharma and karma? Dharma means, what is dharma? Religion. Religion of Brahmins, Baba says, dharma means to imbibe divine virtues. So in Hindi it is dharma means dharana. Right? To imbibe what you listen, to imbibe the knowledge, to imbibe the virtues. So Baba says dharma means to imbibe divine virtues. It means to have all types of dharana, to have the dharana of being an embodiment of knowledge, an embodiment of divine virtues and of remembrance. So dharma is to be an embodiment of knowledge, embodiment of divine virtues, and embodiment of remembrance. Any dharana is also called dharma. So throughout the day, no matter what actions of responsibility you have to perform, whether they are gross or ordinary actions, or whether it is something that uses your intellect, do you have dharana, that is dharma, in every action? So Baba is asking us this question, whatever actions you perform throughout the day, so do you have dharana, that is dharma, in your actions? Do you have dharma and karma combined? What is the result of the majority? So we can check for ourselves. Throughout the day, so many actions, so many karmas we perform, but are they combined with dharma, that is dharana? It is said that two swords cannot stay in one sheath. That is, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. Right? So this is the phrase where it is said, that you can't have the cake as well as you cannot cut it, eat it. However, at the confluence age, even the impossible becomes possible. Here you have both things at the same time. There should be dharma as well as karma. Right? So Baba is saying that according to the saying, you cannot have two incompatible things together. But now at the confluence age, everything is unique, everything is different. So Baba says you can have dharma and karma together, combined. So the impossible becomes possible. Here you have both things at the same time. There should be dharma as well as karma. You are taught to practice this here. The confluence age is the special age. It is special because all the specialities that do not exist in any other age exist at the confluence age. This is why it is called the special age. Those who practice the combined form of this aspect are able to experience and have a right to the combined form of the confluence age, that is, of the father and child. So here Baba is saying, what is the result if you practice having dharma combined with karma? So when you practice this combined form of dharma and karma, then Baba says you can experience or you have a right to be combined, to experience the combined form of the father and the child. So those who practice the combined form of this aspect are able to experience and have a right to the combined form of the confluence age, that is of the father and child, as well as that of the reward, which is the form of Lakshmi and Narayan. So do you have both these things at the same time? Do the majority of you have it or not? What do you think your result is? Are all of you busy in your practice? Only when you constantly have the combined form of this time will you be able to adopt the combined form of the reward, that is, of Lakshmi and Narayan. If dharma is not combined with your karma, it becomes an ordinary action, does it not? Right? If there's no value, no virtue, no dharma in your actions, then Baba says it becomes an ordinary action. This is why you should fill every action with the sweetness of dharma. You should check that you have both dharma and karma at the same time. Or is it at the time of performing karma you set aside dharma? Or at the time of dharma you set aside karma? There would then be this isolation, just as on the path of isolation it is only one thing. Right? Like the sannyasis, they adopt the path of isolation, so they follow dharma, but then they say they are karma sannyasis, right? They won't cook, they won't do other actions. So Baba says, if you don't have both combined, then you too become ones of the path of isolation. The family path means to be combined. Therefore, since you are combined from the beginning of your path, since you belong to the family path in your effort also, make the effort of the family path. Effort of family path means the two combined, dharma and karma. Do not belong to the path of isolation. That is, do not remain alone. It should not be just one thing. Just as those people renounce everything and go away, if you put aside dharma in the same way and become engaged in karma, that would also be the path of isolation. So constantly remain on the family path. When everyone's practice of this is complete, then the time can also come to an end. Because you have to fill your effort making life with the sanskars of the family path. So if you do not fill yourself with the sanskars of the combined form now, how will you have these sanskars there? So the reward is the form of Vishnu, that's Lakshmi and Narayan combined. So Baba is saying when you practice being combined here, then only you can have the reward of being combined in the golden age. So the sanskars of the family path are to be imbibed now. The family path is a wonderful path. Whether you say it is the family path of Dharma and Karma or of Karma and Yoga, it is the same thing. So Dharma plus Karma means Karma plus Yoga. Acha, Shanti. We have another Murli here, dated 6th Feb 1976. The essence is Baba's cooperative right and left hands. So you all can make a note here. Baba is giving us many signs of right hands and left hands as well. So we can check ourselves in which category we fall, right hand or left hand. Today, Bab Dada is especially seeing all his children in the form of those who cooperate with him. Do you remember or have you seen the memorial of your form that cooperated with the Father? What is that form? What is the memorial? That cooperation is shown in the form of arms. Right? If you've seen Brahma's picture on the path of devotion, they say Brahma has thousands of arms. So that actually symbolizes we souls who become cooperative in Baba's task. And also the image of lifting up the Govardhan Parvat. Baba will mention that. So Baba says, do you know what is your memorial? The cooperation is shown in the form of arms. Just as the main limbs of the body are the arms, in the same way, all of you cooperative children are the main instruments for Bab Dada's task. Do you constantly cooperate with Bab Dada? That is, do you carry out all your work while considering yourselves to be the arms? Included in the arms are the right and left hands. In carrying out any task, someone who constantly fulfills his responsibility accurately in that task, or who is a helper, is said to be a right hand. So this is the first sign that Baba says, that you perform your task with full responsibility, with accuracy. So Baba is saying, in carrying out any task, someone who constantly fulfills his responsibility accurately in that task, or who is a helper, is said to be a right hand. On the right, one is the right hand and the other is the left hand, but both are cooperative. This is why the many arms of Sakar Brahma are very famous. Whom would you call a right hand? Whom would you call a right hand? All are hands. No task can be accomplished without a hand. This is why there are these sayings in the corporeal world. Give your finger in this task. Lend a hand for this task. Right? So if you want someone to help you in your task, you would say that give your finger or lend your hand. So Baba is saying hand or finger, this symbolizes cooperation. So the arms, the hands and the fingers are signs of cooperation. All are cooperative, but number-wise. The speciality of a right hand is to be constantly clean. So this is the sign Baba is saying right hand is constantly clean. That is to be pure and elevated. Just as any auspicious task is performed with the right hand, Like on the path of devotion, if you have to perform any auspicious task, if you have to take prasad, if you have to donate, all these things are done with right hand. So Baba says the speciality is to be constantly clean, that is pure and elevated. Just as any auspicious task is performed with the right hand, in the same way, Bab Dada's cooperative right hands remain elevated, that is pure, in their words, deeds, and connections. That is, they constantly move along while considering themselves to be instruments for an elevated task. So, this awareness of being God's instrument, Baba says, right hands will have this. Just as it is the soul that powers the hands to do the work, the arms are the ones who carry out the task, and the soul inspires. So the doer is the hand, and the soul is the one who gets it done. So Karanhar and Karavanhar. So in this context, Baba says, soul is the Karavanhar and your hands are the Karanhar. In the same way, while constantly having the awareness of Karavanhar Baba, the right hands consider themselves to be the ones who are Karanhar, those who carry out a task. Right? So when you perform actions through the body is the Karanhar and the soul is the Karavanhar. And on the level of, internally, when you remember Baba, then Baba says Baba is the Karavanhar and soul is the Karanhar. So right hands will have this awareness. They do not consider themselves to be Karavanhar. This is why their actions are filled with the greatness of being unique, egoless, and humble for the construction of the new world. So when there's this instrument consciousness, then there's humility, right? There's an egoless stage. So Baba says that is why the actions are filled with the greatness of being unique, egoless, and humble. At every second, their every thought would be completely clean, that is pure, which in other words would be called having honesty and cleanliness. Right? Sachai and Safai, that Baba says. The right hands are especially powerful. So another sign of right hand, they are powerful. In order to lift a particularly heavy object, it is generally the right hand that is used. In the same way, the cooperative right hand souls are easily able to lift the burden, that is, the responsibility of the task of world benefit and world transformation. So Baba is saying just as you use your right hand to lift any heavy object, likewise right hands, Baba's right hands, they take this responsibility of world transformation and bringing benefit to the world. That is, they would experience themselves to be responsible. So they're powerful, they are responsible. They would constantly experience themselves in the stage of a Master Almighty authority. The speciality of a right hand is to do a task with speed. So this is another speciality. Right hand will have more speed. The cooperative right hand souls would be fast effort makers in putting everything into practice and imbibing every subject. So fast effort makers, Baba says, you listen to any point of knowledge and you put it into your practice so quickly. So Baba says they would always be ever ready. So powerful, responsible, fast effort makers, ever ready. These are the specialities of the right hands. Left hands are also constantly cooperative. However, as well as that cleanliness, there is sometimes uncleanliness. So sometimes clean, sometimes unclean. That is, there is some impurity in their thoughts, words, or deeds. That is, they are not completely pure and clean. They are also less intense in their speed of effort. So, not completely pure and clean, less speed in making efforts. They would do something, they would think about something, but would be left. That is, they would do it a little late. So kind of postponing things, you would think a lot that I have to do this, I have to do this, but do it later. So Baba says, left hand, it's late. They would cooperate and do everything, but would lack the courage to take the full responsibility. So will help completely, but Baba says they won't take the responsibility. They would constantly have zeal, enthusiasm, and courage, but would not be independent. Their stage over a long period is like that of a lawyer. They would think of many rules and regulations but attain less benefit. They would not be able to become their own judge, justice. They would not be able to become their own judge. They would feel the need of a judge for the final judgment in every aspect. So, like the lawyer needs the judge to give the final judgment, likewise, Baba says, the left hands, the ones who are left hands, they would need a judge to give the final judgment. And they would more be like lawyers, justifying things. The right hands are lawful judges, but not lawyers. So this is another difference. Right hand are judges who are lawful, and left hands, Baba says, they are more like lawyers. Now check yourself as to whether you are a right hand or a left hand. Are you a lawyer or lawful? Both cooperate with Bab Dada. By constantly considering yourself to be cooperative, you will become an easy yogi. Sahayogi, so Sahaj Yogi. By considering yourself to be an instrument, a Karanhar of Karavanhar Bab Dada, you will remain carefree and cheerful. Right? So when you know that you're just an instrument, then automatically you remain carefree and cheerful. So today Bab Dada was seeing his cooperative children. All of you are the arms, are you not? Do all of you have the pure thought in your heart that you are the world transformers who are to transform the world? Before transforming the world, have you completely transformed yourself? The less transformation there is in yourself, the slower the speed of world transformation will be. So Baba always says this, right? Self-transformation will bring about world transformation. Only with self-transformation will you be able to transform the time. Look at yourself and you will automatically be able to tell the time. You are the clock for the time of transformation. So look at the time in the clock of the self. The attention of all the souls of the world is now on you instruments who are the clock to see what the time is at present. Therefore, consider yourself to be an instrument for bringing the period of this old world to an end and make yourself complete. Do you understand? Acha. To such world transformers who change night into day and the old into new, to Babdada's elevated cooperative, that is constantly easy yogi children, to the world benefactor, elevated souls, Babdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Acha, Om Shanti. So these were the two short murlis. We can pause for a minute and then churn. Om Shanti. So would you like to share what did you take from today's murli?
Om Shanti, wonderful Murlis. Both the Murlis are very powerful Murlis, and the takeaways are unique. Actually, first Murli says both the contrasts can actually coexist, like often Baba says in Murli, Karma and Yoga, father and child, Lakshmi, Narayan, loving, detached, loveful yet lawful. So these can the do can coexist, and they can occur simultaneously, and that is the specialty of the confluence age when Supreme Father is with us. So and dharma is basically inculcation of the divine virtues being embodiment, and that can happen while doing karma. The karma will also be more efficient if the if soul is in the swadharma, uh, in its original sanskars, original qualities, divine qualities. And so the saying, the worldly saying is the which Lokic people say that two swords cannot stay in one sheath, or so here I think we two swords can stay in one sheath, and I can have the cake and I eat it too. I can do this and enjoy it too. Basically, I can be in the uh, bliss also while doing Lokik karma. I can be a Lokik. Om Shanti.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for your sharing.
Om Shanti. So, very nice, Murli. The second one, Murli basically talk about the right hand and the left hand difference. Baba says, so we can evaluate ourselves whether I cooperate as a right hand or a left hand. So Baba gave the examples what a right hand supposed to be and a left hand supposed to be, and we can check ourselves whether we are fall into the category of right hand or the left hand. And Baba says the right hand is, very practical. They do everything fast. They have this awareness of Karan Har and the Karavan Har. And they think it's Baba is the one who's doing it through them. So they do it everything quickly. They don't wait. Whereas the left hand is a bit slow. They're not fast effort makers. They kind of delay it. And they don't have that courage. They don't take the full responsibility. They are like Baba says lawyers, whereas the right hand is the uh, judge. So checking point. So I was thinking whether I was right hand or the left hand. So at some point I feel sometimes I'm right hand, sometimes I'm left hand. But in this Murli, Baba did not give that scope also. Can
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I too felt when I was reading this Murli that Baba is so clear in this Murli, who is a right hand and who is a left hand. Very nice. Thank you. Anyone else?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti.
I think this Murli of Dharma and Karma, we are just touching upon it, but it's so deep, so profound, so much really I can tell you in it. And for one who have already, I know Baba has put it in a very simple way in what is Dharma in according to the knowledge and all. But I still remember when I used to read the Gita, Dharma, Karma, Moksha. And very lucidly it explains the Gita. Why should I have good karma? And those days I remember we used to always ask such questions. Why bad things happen to good people? Why when they are following the Dharma, the seed of that doesn't happen? Like it is generally very simply, it used to be stated, if you see somebody suffering, then what is you should do? You have to help them. That is Dharma. So simple it is. What they are suffering is because of their past action, but your duty is to help them. If that is your Dharma. If you don't help them, then you are creating a bad karma. So we have to follow our Dharma and go beyond the bondage of karma. This is how I used to really relate Dharma and karma. Let it be any kind of ism, whether it was Hinduism or Buddhism and all. But when I came down to Baba, just he simple says dharna. So the Dharma, which is generally a moral code, a spiritual discipline, a path of truth, Baba just says dharna. Just follow, imbibe divine virtues, become an embodiment of knowledge, become an embodiment of remembrance, and have that kind of dharma. Because always I used to believe about dharma of Brahmins was purity. That's how Baba says the original religion, the dharma of the Brahmins is purity, pure thoughts, pure things for everyone, come what may, not looking at the past, not looking at the person, what he was, what he is, but doing. So I help anyone, irrespective of what his action is. This is what Baba has given us over here. So I like this, but still I think we need a lot of churning. Because in the Gita, they also speak of Nishkam Karma, where no anticipation of fruits. And Baba has taught us as altruistic. How do we become altruistic? And why does Baba speak about good dharna? Because we have to become Purushottam at the end. And I like that. And one simple thing which I always like this karma and dharma. They are such good companions. And they were so happy, good following the dharma, good karma. When did they fail? They failed when adharma entered. Really, it's a nice churning. We can really go through this dharma. It's a very long thing to go through. Dharma, the beautiful thing of knowledge, which we can really churn and keep churning. Dharma, karma, and moksha.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sister. Mm,
Om Shanti, may I add?
yeah,
Yeah. So this karma and dharma. So this the first Murli. It's a Baba says it's a combined, right? So and this concept is, I think, it's coming only during the confluence age. So here Baba says we need to have this balance, right? Dharma and karma. So while performing your karma, there should be the dharana, like the here. I think Baba would be more emphasizing on the remembrance, and Baba is also saying that only at the confluence age it happens that the combined there that example is given, that sword example cannot
mm,
be written two swords here on the family path, right? So husband and wife, right? So they live together, but they remain pure. So this doesn't happen in the path of isolation, where someone who would like to remain pure, what they do, they get isolated from their family and live that pure life, right? So that is something nobody have that awareness unless Baba bring that knowledge and that in this confluence age. And this has been proven on the path of knowledge that it is possible. So there, that combined dharma and karma, and that is practically happening. And while performing any sort of a karma, remembrance, it's impossible. That's what the outside world, or we can do only one karma at a time. But here, Baba is giving us the practice. Whatever action that we are doing, let the hand perform the action. But while your hand is performing the action, you remember. Right. So there, then, right, it becomes to action. You're doing the karma, and also mentally you're remembering Baba. See, there also it become combined to action. So I think this is only happens during this confluence stage, and we have been trained by Baba how this can be implemented on the path of this knowledge family path. Baba says, Om Shanti.
But brother,
Yeah.
karma is not just now. Karma is of my past 63 births. And they were always at crossroads for all these births. If suppose karma and dharma were not in unison, I would not have had any problem in the confluence age. It's in the confluence age, Baba wants both that sword to be together. Because still now, my karma, which is not now, it is of so many births, so many, they were always in conflict. Because everyone thought their karma, what they did was the dharma. So I think it's not something which just Baba is talking now. Baba is talking now to bring them together, to bring them at a balance. That's in the confluence age. And the way Baba does is, as you said, an embodiment of remembrance. But I don't know, it's just an opinion of my mind that it's something which existed, and Dharma also was there. But mankind, by his wrong karma, changed the Dharma of people, of things and situations. But I think it always existed. Now is the time to really make it pure, make them come together. It's just what I was churning when you spoke.
Yeah, correct. You rightly said. This is the time that we initiate that practice, because the confluence is, so this is when we get that knowledge, and this is when Baba give us that knowledge, and then we start practicing it, and then as a result, for 2,500 years, right, for at least for half of the kalpa, that lifestyle is carried over, right, and then only Dwapar Yuga onwards, then the isolation comes, right? So this is where we start. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, it's at the confluence age, no? When Baba says you create your memorial kind of, or it's the foundation of the entire cycle coming ahead. So now Baba, that's what Baba said in the Murli, when you practice karma yoga or having dharma plus yoga, then you experience the combined form of Lakshmi and Narayan as well in the future. Right? So it's the practice that we do now at the confluence age.
Om Shanti, just adding one reflection here. Uh, that's why Baba says Brahman, so Farishta, so Devta. So
Hmm.
Brahman is actually in the with this world, you know, playing a part, and where Baba is in company. So what happens? Soul can detach from the world and become a farishta. So that farishta stage is like first act. What soul has to do is to get detached from the intellect level, get detached because of the Baba's knowledge, Baba's company. And once we are detached, then we come to the loving part, and that's what is the Devi Devta. That is the first, that is foundation of the Lakshmi Narayan. I mean, that's what we are practicing here, to be actually invisible Lakshmi Narayan, which is not visible to the world, but inner, deep inside in our inner world, we are Lakshmi Narayan. That ultimate faith and that embodiment of being a Lakshmi Narayan is basically first detach and then be loving in the soul consciousness stage. So I think that is very cleverly articulated, related by Baba, by the Supreme Father. That's why he says Brahman, so Farishta, so Devta. Om Shanti.
Hmm.
Sister, could we have some churning on this right hand, left hand? Because honestly, tell me, I never used to like that concept that left hand can do nothing, because I've seen so many of my friends who are left handed. Like the way they say right hand is clean, right hand is pure, take your prasad in right hand, eat in your right hand, do things in your right hand, and as if the left hand, poor thing, and actually, strictly speaking, the left is the feminine in me, the right is the masculine in me. And they say left is not clean, left is not. I used to really not like this concept that left is not good, left is not this, because in one line, Baba is saying soul powers the hands, limbs are the main arms. So Baba, in that one, soul doesn't power only left hand or right hand. Soul powers hands. Arms are arms. So why this kind of?
No, there's
I
Baba.
want it in your right hand. Please explain.
Baba, I think Baba is also not differentiating between right or left on the gross level. It's not on the physical level. I mean, physically, while working, some may be right-handed, some may be left-handed. Sometimes you see people have left hand more efficient for left-handers. So that's Baba is not talking on that physical level actually, but um, when now you become so much cooperative in Baba's task, then it's like kind of creating a memorial again actually, and that's why this saying that take this prasad with your right hand or perform any auspicious task with right hand. The more you become cooperative, it's like then Baba calls it as a right hand. Basically, it's related to righteousness. What I think is, to perform righteous actions. It's not using your right hand or left hand physically, but it's being righteous, following the right path, following Baba Srimat. That's being the right hand. Anyone else who want to add can add.
Om Shanti.
Yeah,
While talking about left hand and right hand,
yeah.
as you very rightly said, that Baba is not talking about a stool right hand and a stool left hand.
Mm,
Baba is basically talking about the actions provided.
mm,
What are the actions that we do it? That means what I have understood, that as Baba in the Murli also said, that the right hand people, that means Right means Baba is telling me right hand means correct hand, right? That means whosoever is is helpful for the yajna, whosoever is with the yajna, with the Srimad, with Baba, following all the actions of Baba. That means the first letter R. That means the responsible child, R, reliable child. And another is I. Means I is instrument, always acting as a very intense instrument, always acting as a very good instrument of Baba. See, Baba is Karan Karavanhar, and we are Karnhar. If the Karnhar, that means the instrument is not proper, instrument is not intense, the actions done by it will not be proper. And H is again H is the honest hand, and T the transformation. And when you talk about left hand, the L, Baba says that they don't, as the right hand, they do R means they do it at the right time, and L means late. They do it late. They just wait and see. They don't just follow, because as you become the left hand, that means if you are a very right hand, that means your number is very high. If you do the things after thinking and after a thought process that whether it is good or not, this type of thought comes, that means you are doing it late. Mama used to do the things as she hears the Murli, and she gets transformed. Actually, that was the purusharth of Mama. And what we do, we think that we do a lot of churning, we do lot of thought process, and then we follow Baba's Srimad. That means we become late. So Baba in this Murli wants us to be the right hand. As we do it late, that means we are becoming number one. As so, Baba wants us to shift us from the left to right. And L is also lack. We become lawyer. And I have used one liar also. Sometimes become a liar. Because lawyer means a liar who pretends that he is always right, although he is not right. And L stands for lack of efficiency. Left hand, I've tried to explain. L, lack of efficiency, lack of full response, and lack of trust. Okay, that was a part of right and left hand. In the first Murli, Dharma Karma. Dharma and Karma is basically as is our Dharma, as is our Dharana, so will be our Karma. And what is Dharma? Whatever Baba says, what we should do is Dharma. And if we follow what Baba says and make it in our sanskar, that is our dharana. And as is our dharana, that so will be our karma. Let us take it as an example, the knowledge. What Baba tells, Baba gives us the knowledge. Earlier we thought that I am a man, I am a male or a female. But Baba gives the knowledge, I am a soul. And in that soul conscious approach, I did several karmas. On the contrary, earlier we used to do the same karma, but in a different consciousness, in a body consciousness, we wish to do that karma. Then the effect of that karma becomes different. So Baba tells, dharana is important. Inculcating the knowledge and making the knowledge very natural, that is dharana. So Baba wants us to inculcate the knowledge and make it our sanskar, and then we should have our karma. So because as our karma, जैसा कर्म करेंगे वैसा, as everybody tells ना, जैसा कर्म करेंगे वैसा फल देगा भगवान. But Baba in the Murli, I've always told that as is your karma, as is your phala. So the karma which we used to do in a body conscious, What I have understood in several years, that Baba always used to say us that do all the karmas in body conscious, in soul conscious, not in body conscious. As because when you do the things in body consciousness, body is burned, the things is over. But as you do the karmas in soul consciousness, all your positivity will be carried out. All the positive will be carried out. So the karma in the soul conscious, the karma in the dharana of that is the following all the Baba's knowledge. Uh, and if you are following that, if you are doing that, doing karma by following Baba's knowledge, you become Agyakari. And in that process, what happens? Your karma becomes sukarma. And as the karma becomes sukarma, that means you have inculcated all the godly virtues and all that. And finally, due to that only, and finally, as the sister talked about moksha, what I have understood as finally what happens, we become Devi Devata. And when we become Devi Devata, we don't do any karma. We do akarma. It becomes akarma. And this akarma stage in the bhakti, they call it moksha. Om Shanti.
I would just like to say that Girijavan, it's not in the literal sense right hand, left hand, you know. It's just based on the qualities Baba is saying, because in fact in the world you see those who are left-handers, they are more creative. You know? So it's not basically not physical right hand or left hand, but just based on the qualities Baba is giving this difference, because Baba generally makes it simple for us by giving these examples of this physical world, you know. Like for just a simple example, he says he's an ocean, but he's not an ocean. But he uses that metaphoric language so that we understand it well. It's easy for us to understand. So just for that purpose, he uses this, I think, right hand and left hand. But that doesn't, you know, we don't need to take it literally, actually. It's basically the difference in qualities of two souls. Yeah? Does that make sense for you?
Om Shanti. There's one more word in Lokik world, leftist or Marxists, which is basically seen, you know, sort of opposite to the ideology which has been accepted universally. They'll be little deviated from that, you know, in terms of approach and you know, so that is a kind of a philosophy, but that does not mean that left hand or something. That's a leftist is a it's a pattern of thinking. It's something like their concepts are different. So
Yeah.
I think Baba also means here it's way more to relate with the
Yeah, basically it's being righteous, you know, righteous in your
yeah,
actions,
right
righteous
here.
in your thinking. It's just righteousness, basically.
Yes, righteousness in what Baba is as it is,
Yeah.
without any mixturity, without any mixturity. If there is a mixturity, then there's a tendency of being a leftist. No,
Yeah.
not in the physical sense, but in the very, very subtle sense
Right.
of your alignment with Baba. This little misalignment somewhere. That is the word for leftist. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. So this is just the summary of the two Murlis, where Baba is saying when you combine karma with yoga, basically your every actions be spiritual, be such that they are filled with divine virtues, then Baba says you can experience the combined form of father and child, and then in the future combined form of Lakshmi and Narayan. And the summary of the second Murli is, we all are cooperative, Baba said, but number-wise. So based on that, Baba has given us these signs on the basis of which we can check ourselves, and improve ourselves, actually, I would say. The qualities that Baba is mentioning of being powerful, being responsible, being ever ready, being constantly clean in every thought, honesty. So these qualities, the more and more I imbibe, I come closer to Baba, who is so pure. Okay, so let's have some meditation, or let's have a minute of silence, actually.
Sister, can you show the first slide again
Oh, yeah, sure.
for a moment? Yeah. Yes. Thank you. I think we can do a 2-minute meditation on this balance of karma and yoga, the dharma and dharna. Dharma and karma.
Yeah, just do it in silence. Let's do it in silence. Om Shanti. I was just thinking, as Baba says, combined form of Vishnu. So even that doesn't mean in the literal sense, no? There's no such entity as Vishnu, actually. But it means to have both the qualities together, right? Like brother was mentioning, balance of being loveful and lawful, flexible and firm. So Baba uses these examples, but it has a deeper meaning, right? Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Sharmila Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. See you all tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a wonderful day.
Shanti.